As they say in the old radio station, we are live! Wah! I have to work on that the zoom in effect. No, that would make me a little bit nauseous. Yeah, it's a heck of an intro, so I'm just gonna cue up the intro and we'll just get right into it if I can find it. Hey, I'm Robert Lee, the executive video producer and founder of Shalala Productions, where we create marketing videos as well as cover live events for the educational and medical field with a specialty in pop culture. I'm joined alongside with my good friend and a great colleague, Matt Haas. Matt, how are you doing?
Internet. Hello. Welcome back to another verbose Wednesday. I have the YouTube channel All Things YouTube, where not surprisingly, we talk about all things YouTube. And I have several other YouTube channels that are on this little carousel here, but we're here to talk video and I am psyched.
Yep. My mind's blown immediately. And we got a lot of fun things to talk about, particularly in the live streaming industry. But before we dive right in, I thought it's something I meant to mention last week, but I think just because of, as Matt knows well, my nerves kind of kicked in. I forgot to talk about it. And it's something that I've been running this past month, and it's a free live stream video offer, especially to our businesses and associations that's trying to create live stream videos to help promote causes or helping out the hospitals and the medical frontliners in their efforts to either raise money or to bring awareness. And just knowing that it can be a difficult time, just offering my time to help them create a free live stream video. The best way you can reach me is at my email address, which is robertl@shalalaproductions.com. Or at the end of the show, I'll show the information as to how you can reach me. But so I've been running the ad on Facebook, so you may catch it. If not, and you want some information, I do have a copy of the document that I can share with folks later. If you're interested, just give me a shout out. And things I'm just kind of blanking out right now. So, Matt, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How can people get a hold of you? Tell if they want to take you up on that. What do they need to do to get a hold of you?
Yep, so they can contact me by email, which is robertl@shalalaproductions.com. And it's a mouthful, so I'll at the end of the show I'll provide that, and in the post here I'll type it up here. Good deal. As well as you can always send me a direct message through my Facebook business page and just let me know that you're interested, and we'll definitely talk to just find out what's going on. And those are the two best ways to reach me. Let me just put it down there before I forget. There it is. And
yep, got it.
All right.
Very nice.
So that's the best way to reach me.
Dave Gatton joined us on the live stream. Hello, Mr. Dave Gatton. Welcome back to another verbose Wednesday.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for joining in and checking us out here.
Dave has watched 100% of our shows live. Can you believe that?
Hey, I'm all for it. I appreciate it, Dave. I appreciate the view. Is it the patronage, viewage? I always get that word wrong.
Your support.
The best way.
Thank you for supporting the show. That's what you say, I think.
What Matt says. Thanks, Dave. Well, now that I've already let folks know about the free video offer, I thought we'd just dive right into the topic, and it's one that's of great interest because I don't know. I mean, it seems like it just seems a little bit. I don't know. I wouldn't say under the radar, but I think it just kind of escapes them. It's just the fact that how live streaming, I think, in my opinion, is just now it's just. I can't even think of the word. I keep thinking low barrier entry, and just only because of because there's so much of a demand for it, just because of the current environment, that you could see there's an uptick of people, either providers or people just wanting to learn. And I thought it'd be just a great time to just because between Matt and I to share our thoughts and just share what we observed. So, I mean, for me, the one thing that sticks out is just the low barrier entry. Just that there's so much resource out there for people to either do it themselves or either to bring in professionals like myself that help them create live stream video. That there's just a flurry activity of just the tools to use it, as well as just the content that's out there, whether not just only on Facebook Live, but on LinkedIn, to YouTube, the whole can of beans. Whole ball of wax? No, wait, can of beans? I don't know. See, I don't really use a lot of the cliches just because I can butcher them pretty well. So, Matt, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts there?
Well, when you say low barrier to entry, I mean that's really the kicker. The cost of equipment is so much lower nowadays than it was just 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It was a completely different ball game out there. Yeah, you can pick up some. I mean, frankly, people have these in their pockets, and these can do amazing things. But I mean, beyond that, you step up to a professional photography camera or even a prosumer camera. That's a hybrid between consumer and pro. I call it prosumer. They have video capabilities and they're awesome. So it doesn't take much to have good gear to get into this space. And really, when you cut right down to it, it's just the talent and how natural you are in front of the camera and your content expertise. If you're good in front of the camera and you have content expertise, there's nothing stopping you. So a lot of people are in this game, and it's exciting. It's an exciting time. Now, is what everyone's producing top quality stuff? No. But everyone's in the game that wants to be in the game. And that's Dave Gatton says, I may take up streaming in the chat. He live streams Monday through Friday for a half hour in the mornings. Yeah,
Wow.
I think, yeah, give that a try there, Dave. Yeah. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel called The Dave Gatton Coffee Sessions. I think it's plural. So if you do a search on YouTube for The Dave Gatton, or no, I think he removed the, it's just Dave Gatton Coffee Sessions. And then he has another channel called Dave Gatton where he hosts videos about CNC machines that he sells. Fun stuff. But yeah, take up live streaming, Dave. I endorse that recommendation.
Exactly. I mean, like you said, Matt, it's just a matter of just, yeah, I mean, content's the key. I think, yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird for me to use this analogy. I don't know why. I just thought of it before coming on. It's just that it's almost like I would equate a good live streaming to finding a perfect match when you're dating, because you can always look great, but if you don't have enough of the content or about yourself, I mean, it's. And so I think what really distinguishes is just that how you resonate with your audience, as well as the content you provide in your videos. I mean, I think where people kind of forget is that depending on what their goals and purpose when they create their video, I think that really matters and helps drive not only what you're talking about, but also how well you resonate with the audience. Because I think a lot of times people tend to forget that when people are watching a video, it's I hate to use this description, but it's very intimate just because you're talking to the person and they're getting what you're trying to say, or at least if you have the right content that jives with what their jam is, that you'll hold their attention. And I mean, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people there that are promoting the service in terms of you got to look professional. Well, I mean, that's important too, but what really comes down to is like how you connect with the audience as to what you're talking about, especially the content. I mean, if you're a big baseball fan, I mean, if you talk about like dill pickles, I mean, that's not like a really good match, and you're going to lose your audience there. But I mean, if you're talking about, your stance on the DH, whether you're for it or against it, that's another story about how I feel about that. I mean that's if you pardon me using the continuing the baseball analogy, it's a home run there because you're talking about content that they want to hear about, and if it gets a little spicy about like whether you're opinionated or not, I mean it just makes the conversation that much more lively.
Right.
I was
And
gonna make another baseball analogy, but
you
go ahead.
yeah, your comment about live streaming it's certainly the most difficult task when it comes to video. But when you said video, you can convey a lot in video. That's the absolute truth, because you've got the spoken word and you've got a visual, so they can not only hear what you're saying, they can see the inflections and they can watch your body language. It is it's the best medium for that. The printed word, what's written down could be sort of interpreted several different ways. So the written word is like down below, and then audio is better because you can at least hear the speech, and then video is the best. And when you take it to live stream, now edited videos is a little safer and easier. Not that it's easy, it's easier because you can throw it on the cutting room floor. If you want to use that old analog technology, you can edit out all of the bad stuff. It's a lot less stressful. But live video, that's the pinnacle. That's hard to do good. But yeah, for sure. And a lot of people are out there, and a lot of people are making video.
Yeah, I mean it's funny when you say that I, I think that what's funny is that even when you see like some of the radio programs that are now going into like live streaming, whether it's Howard Stern or even some of the I can't remember the name of the ESPN show, but whether it's talking about baseball, football, that at first I don't know if it's either people I've talked to, others that they weren't sure like what the appeal is if you're just taking a radio format and just putting it on TV. Well, I mean, and to your point, Matt, just the idea of just like unless you're a great enunciator on the radio, I think a lot of times, like when you're able to see person drive home their thoughts, whether it's the conviction in their voice, whether it's just like the facial expression, or they're just going in gesticulating with their hands, jazz hands, or whatever. It's just kind of a fun thing to add to the gravitas to the point that they're trying to make.
Well, I mean, what you're getting at is there's lots of ways to do it. You can put an audio podcast in front of a video camera, and some people will consume the video and some people will consume the audio. Now, that's not to discount audio, because audio is easier to consume. You can multitask and listen to audio at the same time. A video requires the complete focus of the person experiencing it. So there are some definite pluses on the audio side, but
yeah.
yeah.
Whether it's audio, video, yeah. I mean, pretty much, I think if people were to weigh the difference as to what's more important, pretty much it would tilt towards audio, just for the fact that you can have a great picture, but if they can't hear what you're saying, or if you have a lot of static and you're like, that drive people away.
People will not forgive bad audio. If you have bang on audio, it's perfect, and your video is all crappy, it can give a feel of nostalgia or grittiness. You can almost accept it. So people will accept bad video. They will never accept bad audio. Mr. Mark Lindsay's here. Hi, Mark Lindsay. Says, afternoon. I actually made it. Well, we're glad you're here.
Thanks, Mark.
We're talking video production, and we're talking about the landscape of video production, and how exciting it is, and the pros of video over other formats. And we really haven't talked about what it was like just a few years ago. Things were much more expensive. Computers were much less powerful. I mean, to edit video 10 years ago was a lot harder than it is now. To edit video 15 years ago was really hard. And yeah, I remember doing video projects that we ripped them down to VHS. Yowza. That was hurtful. But that was the format we wanted it. When it was Adobe Premiere ripped down to VHS tape, and it was harsh. And it was pushing the computer, man. That computer with 64 megs of RAM. it was huffing and a puffing. So, and
Oh
now
man,
they've got video editors on your iPhone. It's crazy.
I know. I mean, it's just that back then you're a lot. You're more. I keep thinking the word landlocked, but just the idea that the gear that you need to be able to create the video, you can't really put in your pocket. And it's funny where how things are just getting smaller to do big things. And I know it's weird for me to say that. Well, back then, I mean, the opportunity to create your own content is limited in the sense of the resources that you can have access to, especially within the video format. And so, I mean, for me, God, let's see. This is 2020, so
just estimate it.
all right. So let's say about 15 years. 12? Oh, well, you get the idea. Like 10 or 15 years ago, you're the best option is it's to sign up, whether it's like belong to like an AV club or even joining like a public access station to be able to work in a studio environment or be able to get your hands on some of the equipment to create videos. But then it wasn't in an online live stream format, but just like to tape the video, and then you don't get that you're in live unless you're in the studio. So so then as the time progressed, you got from being in a set location to pretty much I guess you say limited options as to what you can create for video. So now you can just, as long as you have a good internet signal.
Those limited options were cringeworthy 15, 20 years ago. You have to schlep yourself into a TV studio, public access, beg for airtime, and then show up on your time. Yeah. Can you imagine? Like, why? Why even go through that hassle? Yeah, Mark's got it right. Mark says, you're 100% right. Folks will forgive bad lighting and less than HD camera, but they will not forgive bad audio. True. They won't do it.
Okay. I've had, I guess depending like who I'm talking to, like if I'm talking with a lighting and an audio guy, it's almost like, you know, less filling tastes great type of an argument for.
Well, don't get me wrong. I love a good video image, just like the next guy. But if there's something I want to consume, I will fight through bad video. I will stop the video if it's bad audio.
All right, so if I put that to the test.
There we go. See?
Well, actually, it looks more like it's daylight has passed, so you can still hear me. Probably it's preferable if people don't want to see my noggin. So, but yeah, I mean, to your point, I mean, audio, man. I mean, I could be. Well, I wouldn't recommend this, but I could be like, you know, buried 10 foot of sand. But as long as you can guys hear me, I mean, you know, it's. I'm not trying to give you guys ideas. Don't. But no, I mean, yeah, it's just a matter of just. I think as things evolve, it's a lot more clearer now than it was back then as to the adage of what's better lighting versus better audio versus better video. Now that folks now have teetered between either audio podcasts and video podcasts, yeah, audio is king. All right, Dave, hang on, let me turn it on.
Yeah, Dave says that's it. Bad lighting, I'm gone. Smiley face. Dave likes things well lit. There you go.
All right.
Do we have any other points on this subject, or did we cover all the? Oh, Mark says I can deal with that lighting. Yeah, but if your audio is overmodulated or cutting out a lot, I'm gone. Mr. Al Forte is here. He says, "Hello, folks. Hi, Al." This
Good to
guy.
see Al.
See, Al needs to take a lesson in naming his video properties. He has Kilroy79763. That's his channel. Repeat that back to me, Robert. Kilroy79763.
Hey, what?
He's also
What he said.
Yeah. Hi, Al. Oh, here, do this for Al. Can you do
What's
this?
this?
He likes the Vulcan.
Look at that.
There we go. That's for you, Al. Welcome to Verbose Wednesdays. If anyone has any video questions, video production questions, please ask. We'll do our
That's
best.
right. So I'll throw a question out there. Just I'm curious, like folks that are watching, like who's currently live streaming? Any takers?
I know the answer. We'll see what they come back with. Kilroy79763. Look, I got it right. See, it says greetings. Just search for Kilroy79763. That's it.
All right. Is that the same as like a Kilroy was here?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And the numbers are his zip code. See, Al says I am in response to the question. Frankly, I know the answer. Every one of our viewing audience is a streamer. Mark Lindsay streams, and Al Forte just confirmed he streams, and Dave Gatton, I said he streams Monday through Friday. Or look for 3D 24/7 on Twitch. Oh, okay. I didn't know that was your Twitch property. Cool.
Twitch channel or Twitch name or?
It's his. He has a channel on Twitch. I thought it was Kilroy79763 on Twitch, but he's saying it's 3D24x7. Mark put his streaming schedule up there. Mark Lindsay is every Sunday on YouTube.
I feel like I'm
50 followers. Nice, Al.
Very nice.
Both name on Twitch.
Okay, cool. Very cool. All right. So of the and this might be a segue into Matt's topic. Folks here that live stream, what's your favorite channel to stream on? Whether it's Twitch, YouTube, Facebook,
favorite platform. Yeah. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, or YouTube, or Instagram.
My partner and I also live stream the recording of our podcast on YouTube.
See, we were talking about audio podcasts that are also put in front of a video camera. That's what Mark Lindsay does. He teams up with Eloy Escojedo, and they do a show on the Scratched Network.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so so Al does both YouTube and Twitch. Cool. My hope is that I'll be able to stream on LinkedIn Live. That's my ultimate goal, but they've been very stingy about who can stream on it. So my plan is, folks, for those that haven't been familiar, my strategy is to try to get as much content as I can here on Facebook and then put it right through YouTube. LinkedIn has a 15-minute limit as to the length of videos that you can upload. So the way to work around is to upload to YouTube and then bring the YouTube to LinkedIn. It's not the same thing as being able to do it natively, but it's a workaround that works. Otherwise, the few times if I do try to post it up there, it does one of two things. One, it kicks it out like a bad habit, or either that it just clips it, which is really bad. So if you if you're like me and you hem-haw for the first 10 minutes and all of a sudden you get right into it. So let's go into our topic again. It almost makes me feel like Homer does to Bart when he gets frustrated, but we won't reenact that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dave is Facebook and the tubes.
He simulcasts. Yep.
Oh, okay. What are your thoughts on simulcast now that you mention it?
Well, my thoughts on simulcasting are you have to do it right. And to do it right, you need to be familiar with each platform that you're streaming to. Familiar being you've streamed to it before. And you need to make sure both audiences are equally heard. So if you're responding to comments in the chat room of both Facebook and YouTube, you've got to equally engage both those chat rooms. If those conditions aren't met, you shouldn't multi-stream. That's sort of my take on it. Now, some people in the industry will say never multi-stream ever. And other people will say, yeah, multi-stream as much as you want, kind of grow your audience by putting it more places. So I don't multi-stream. That's not to say I won't. I probably will. But for now, I'm all in on YouTube as the primary place to stream. So just you don't want to have anyone enjoying your content feel like they're not being heard, because live streaming is all about engagement. That's why you live stream.
Right.
You want to engage with people. And if you're not engaging because you're multi-streaming to 3 different places and you're ignoring one of those places, well, then you're going to make a fan not a fan, and that's not good. And yeah.
No, I mean, it's a great point. It made me wonder. I mean, the critical thing is live streaming is you're engaging with the audience, but I wonder that some of the businesses that are using live streaming now, I don't know, as much as they should be interacting, it's almost like they're more focused on the content that they're putting out there. And I don't know if it's either they forget or maybe they just don't have enough viewers to interact with live at that point. So I'm not sure if it's just either poor planning or the idea that they're just posting content there just so that they have a way of just getting the information out there. I mean, what do you think the trend is? Just that people are just ignorant, or just they're just not aware of the principle of using live stream to their advantage like that?
It could be a mix of all of that. And it comes down to just because you can doesn't mean you should. Now, when you live stream, that stuff tends to get the most push notifications. So as a company, they're like, well, how am I going to get in front of more eyeballs? Oh, if I post a video, 30% of my audience will see it. If I post a live stream, 90% of my audience, I'm going to do that. Well, if the real answer is engagement. Live stream is for engagement. Live stream isn't for growing as much. If you want to grow and get fans, I advocate for edited, uploaded videos, and then to make those fans into passionate fans, you live stream and you do the interaction. So what the reasoning behind why people are doing it wrong, in my opinion, I don't know. Probably just they're looking at the statistics, because when you live stream on Facebook, it pushes it out everywhere. Facebook is all in on live streaming. They send alerts to everyone and their brother. So who knows? You got to engage. Live streams are to engage with your audience, and you don't have to. And if not, it feels like a commercial. Then what's the point? What's the point? Yeah, Mark.
That's my attitude as well. And
now Dave, on the other hand, Dave multi-streams and he rocks both audiences. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. I mean, it can be done. Planning, what's that? Says Al Forte.
Oh man, if I'm more a fly by the seat of your pants, I'd probably be a lot more looser. But
that's what trampled underfoot is. If you go back to Mark Lindsay's comment, that's the name of his podcast with Eloy Escojedo, and it's a stream of consciousness show where there's no agenda. They just turn on and go. And that's what I love about the internet. I mean, there's no wrong answer. You can do it many different ways. Now, here's a few other points about multi-streaming is if you use the free version of Restream.io, then it removes your ability to put titles and descriptions in your stuff, and it's just generic. Restreaming with restream.io is what the text comes through, which seems very impersonal. So I would not advocate for that. When you use a service to multi-stream, it increases the latency. That may not be a big deal to all hosts or to all shows, but if you stream directly to the platform without using a restreaming service, you'll see the replies faster than you would. So that's something to keep in mind.
Let's see, Mark says we live stream to let the folks know who are dedicated to our audio podcast and see the unedited version as we record it. We don't engage a lot except at the end when we basically chat with the audience. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Mark, just because I think a lot of times I think the other thing people have to look out for is when they do both audio and video, especially like I know like folks like Gary Vaynerchuk and others have talked about like repurposing your content, is to be aware of the platform you're posting it. So if you're doing a audio and a video and then you make a reference to something you're seeing and you put in the audio, that can be a little problematic, especially when they say, hey, as you can see, like what I got on my hand here, and you don't say what's on your hand. That's just mean. Unless it's a teaser for them to go see it on the video, like what the hell is that thing on his finger? Oh, I'm gonna watch that. So, but yeah, I mean, it's a good point, Mark. It's a good reminder, just to be mindful of where you are in presenting the content and making sure that if it's something that's visual based, that if you're doing it in audio form, to have that description or something. It'd be kind of funny where you could try to provide subtitles to show what it is, but then they can't see that if you're listening to it. So, but that's, I don't know if that I call it a meta joke, but yeah, cool. Something like that. Let's see what we got. That part doesn't get left.
He cuts out the end when they chat with the audience after the live show. Cool.
Exactly.
Well, we have some pros and cons of the different platforms. Do we want to move into that part?
Have at thee, as they say. Let's hear it.
All right. So this is my hot take on the pros and cons of different platforms. Facebook. There's a lot of people on Facebook, but Facebook, where it falls down, is searching for old stuff. Facebook is good. People will get an alert in the moment, and then they'll go engage it if they want to engage it. There's a lot less of, oh, I'm waiting for this time slot for this Facebook streamer to stream. And then it's harder on Facebook to kind of go back through the catalog and search through the old stuff, because Facebook sort of jumbles everything up into one big ball of text posts and photo posts and video posts. So it's less of a show, and it's harder for people to find old stuff on Facebook, but it's got the peoples for sure. Twitch. Twitch is... Oh, go ahead.
If you're going to do Twitch, hang on.
All right. There we go. Twitch was built for streaming, and it started out as mostly gamers, although many other topics are there now, where Twitch has almost zero searchability. You cannot just poke around and find cool stuff on Twitch. You basically got to know what you're looking for. Oh, David J. Curtis is here. Hi, David.
Welcome to the show. My buddy Dave is a fellow colleague of mine. We've many times have collaborated on a lot of video projects. It's always fun to see his name pop up. So, hey, Dave.
Good to meet you. Matt. My name is Matt. We're talking about the pros and cons of different streaming platforms. So Twitch is big. It's owned by Amazon. Not that means very much.
Sorry, couldn't help it when you said Twitch.
There you go. It's Twitch is not the best well run from a corporate business side, it's got a lot of problems. It's got a lot of policies they don't implement fairly and consistently. And there's no searchability on Twitch, barely any. To win on Twitch, you have to have a YouTube channel to drive people to your Twitch show. It's sad. But
I mean, it seems like have they actually? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but have they gotten past the idea that it's primarily a gaming platform? I mean, I know there are other content there, but it just seems like it's just kind of a label that it's hard to get over.
They've made noticeable improvements. Now, gaming is still a big primary piece of it, but they've made there's makers on there, and there's crafters on there, and there's just chatters on there, and they're trying. And I mean, I'm not knocking Twitch. It's got a robust tool set. It has a robust engagement tools, chat tools, and emojis, and it's got the tip that has the bit system that you can tip people, and it's got the followers or the subscribers, whatever. You give them a couple dollars a month. So it's got tools to make a living on Twitch, but it's so sad where people will turn on their live stream and grind for 3 hours and have 0 people show up. And it's harsh. It's a harsh reality. So you really got to work it hard, and you got to promote off platform if you're on Twitch. If you're only on Twitch, you're not going to get very far. Now YouTube is what I love, because YouTube has a robust user base. It's got feature-rich tools to engage and for the audience to support you monetarily. It's got super chats, super stickers. It's got the membership feature. It shares ad revenue. It's the only company that really does ad sharing. Now, I would say there's more people on Facebook, but YouTube is where you grow an audience. YouTube, the channel is very well structured. You can find old content on a channel. Its search tools are better. Its discoverability is on point, because it watches what you watch and then recommends stuff that you've watched before, and it does it really well. Let's see what the audience is saying. All of those reasons and more, says Mark Lindsay, are why I stay on YouTube. It's the go-to place for video entertainment and the world's #2 most used search engine. Yeah. Google is the first used search engine, and YouTube is the second search engine, because YouTube has a search bar, and it's amazing. Al says, I count on no one coming and applaud those who do arrive. Yeah. Now, Al pulls in an audience. There's usually, how many, Al? 10, 12, 14 people? And he turns on that stream, and he'll bang away on his workshop for hours. Yeah. And Al's got it right, because he does, the chat speaks to him. So he can be at a workbench doing something, and then someone will type a check, and it'll be spoken into his room, and he doesn't have to always look at the monitor. Mark says, psst, I'm setting up a channel memberships as we speak, Matt. Shh. All right. Channel membership for Mark Lindsay. Nice. Woohoo. What's the subscriber minimum for that? Is it 10,000? I forget what you need before they'll give you membership. I thought it was 30,000, or did they lower it?
I thought it was 10, but I haven't checked recently.
LOL if you count the bots. Oh, the bots on Twitch. Yeah, that's harsh. Instagram, you can stream to Instagram, but you must use the Instagram app. It's against terms of service if you don't.
So I'm wondering, because I know bots have been a problem in any platform. Have you seen it die down in YouTube or some of the other channels there, or no?
Well, it's hard to tell. Bots. When I think of bots, I think of bots on Twitter, favoriting stuff and following people. You can dump some money overseas and get 1,000 subscribers on your channel, but you're just shooting yourself in the foot when you do that, because YouTube pushes your stuff out to your subscribers. And if your subscribers are bought and paid for it, they're not going to engage your stuff. They're just going to roll up the counter and then not. So it's you're paying money to hurt yourself, really. Oh, Mark
I think
says it's supposed to be $30K for channel memberships, but they're giving it to some creators who are growing at a quicker than normal rate. Look at that. Awesome. Good on you, Mark. That's amazing. Congrats to you, good sir. Nice.
Sweet.
Well deserved. Yeah, Mark's getting to the point where he mentioned the other day it's getting kind of tough for him to handle everything on his channel, because people ask him, but he's an educational channel. He teaches people how to use a piece of equipment and a piece of software to drive a piece of equipment. And he can't, or he's having trouble keeping up, which is a good problem to have.
Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the only way I could smoke out bots if I ever see a few is just like sometimes, like, depending on the platform, if you're able to find out information of who's connecting, I'll be able to kind of like size it up. Usually, it's harder when you're on like YouTube, just because other than if they don't have a channel, that would leave me suspicion as to whether, if it's real or not. But generally, like if it's like a Twitter or Instagram where they're able to post, sometimes just a lot of the language there, you can kind of tell if it's a bot or not, especially if they're not answering it, and the other being just that if it just doesn't make any sense. So
yeah. It's not a problem for me. Thankfully, Robert Thomas showed up. Hello, or Rob.
Hey,
Thomas.
Rob.
Hello. Yeah. No, there was a world news article where there was a bot on YouTube, and it would comment "wanna be friends" with an X and a, I guess, left bracket, like a fake little smiley emoji type of thing, something like that. Mm-hmm. And it would land on everyone's videos. A channel could have 10 videos, 3 subscribers. They upload a video, and within 10 seconds, it was there. And in some cases, the timestamp of the comment was 10 minutes before the video went public. So there was something running amok on YouTube server, like a major security breach. And what they think is, this is really inside baseball, is they think there was an OAuth security feature of Discord that was APIing into YouTube, and it was old, and then somehow that got hacked to the point where it overrode something, and it was letting this, and then it was strange. It was strange. It's everywhere. Anyone that has a YouTube channel, look at your recent comments. There was one of them is going to say "want to be friends" with that little X with the right bracket, and it's just everywhere. And people were like, man, they were freaking out. But definitely turn on 2-factor authentication and change your password on YouTube, and do that immediately. Change your password and turn on 2-factor. We'll wait for you to do it. Okay. Put 2 minutes up on the clock, and I'm just kidding.
I don't have like a shot clock on me. I'll work on that one. But okay.
I always got a clock on me. I get my G-Shock watch right here, the square G-Shock. I love this thing. This is the Japanese version. I had them put this on a boat and ship it to America because I wanted the one with the white background with the white display face. Obviously, it's white all around. Anyway,
it has a kind of that throwback vibe where it looks like those old Casio wristwatches.
Yeah, it's exactly as it was in 1984 when it hit the market. It's the same form factor. I love the 80s. Anything 80s is what I mean. Look at I've got video games that came out in the 80s in the background of my set. Yeah, no, I'm all in. But yeah, this is a throwback to the perfection of the 1984 Casio G-Shock Square version watch. It's essentially identical.
Is that when they came after the ones they released in the middle class, but they went that model? I always get those two mixed up.
I started to become a watch fan, and I know a lot about Casio as a corporation, and I know a lot about the Swedish watch market as well and what happened back then. But anyway, that's a topic for another time.
Yeah, because I would wonder if you had one of those. What was big was those Casio calculator watches.
I had one. Yeah, it was so long it was kind of bent, so it would sit on your wrist, and the one bent side was the keys, and the other side was the LCD. Well, I don't know what happened to it, but yeah.
Okay. Because I was wondering, like, how the hell do you get the? I mean, I had bad enough. Like, I've got the fat finger syndrome, trying to deal with the little buttons there. It's like, oh.
David Jones is here. Hi, David Jones. Welcome to Verbose Wednesdays.
Great to see you, Dave.
I think we burned through all our topics. I don't know how much longer we'll be on, but we're glad you're here. If you haven't already, drop a like on the video page. That helps the show, and that's free for you to do. Appreciate that.
What he said.
Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Wait, this is
I joke. I joke with Matt all the time because like I still got to work on just learning how to wrap up, and I keep forgetting to wrap up. Say like, oh, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. But so it's like, oh yeah, I guess I should say that. So I'm glad he has the. Oh wait, it's okay. It's the whole left right thing. Justify get mixed up.
Just don't do this one. Do it this way.
Or if you're going this way, that's fine too. Wait, yeah,
yeah.
The whole left right thing. I have to remember. Like if I'm. Up there you go. Wait, there you go.
Everything's reversed. There. Did I improve my look? That's much better.
Oh, this could be the pirate edition. Yarr!
Do you know what the best last name is for a pirate? Sargar. Lots of R's in the last name. Oh, we're going off the rails. We're going off the rails, Robert.
I thought I would get there first, but you beat me to it. So
once we get to the end of our topic, the whole plane just goes.
It's a very airplane-esque movie where just everything just goes. I keep thinking of where Leslie Nielsen's character would come into the cockpit where the plane's just having all this turbulence, like, oh, we're counting on you. I can't remember the line, but it's just the whole idea where he's counting on the pilot to land while he's into the throes, and people are just kind of.
It's like, Shirley, you wouldn't. Yes, I wouldn't. Don't call me Shirley. That's from Airplane.
My go-to line is
pilot was a blow-up doll.
Yeah. It's like, and at the end there, like all of a sudden, like the blow-up doll has like a female blow-up doll companion to fly out of there. I'm like, where'd that come from? It's just like,
I love those movies. Those movies are guilty pleasures of mine. I saw Big Shot at the theater, and that was the one with, I think Charlie Sheen was in it, and it was just along the same lines as Airplane. And there was this one scene where he was in a makeshift prison with bamboo as the bars, and he was trying to get the key that was on the floor, and it was just out of reach, and he accidentally slipped through the bars. In other words, his whole body could slink out of it, and he got the key, went back into the cage, and then unlocked it. I just thought that was so funny. I laughed so hard they almost escorted me out because I couldn't stop laughing at that scene. Anyway, I love that stuff.
Yeah, I had a similar one. I think the movie is Tim in. I can't remember the line, but it was like a good 5 minutes. I could not stop laughing. I think my brother had to pause the film and it got him going, and he started laughing too, just because I can't remember what the line was, but it was just reminiscent of that. So I didn't have to worry about the ushering me out of there, because I'd probably still be laughing.
Oh my gosh, David Jones wrote he's heading out tomorrow to get another big saw. He's He has a huge woodworking shop, and he doesn't have a single version of any one tool. All the tools he has multiple versions. He has several table saws. He has 8 band saws, and I guess he's going out to get another saw. So good on you. Good on it. The last one he got is 2 tons. He got a vintage, huge saw that weighs 2 tons. It's insane. More power to you. Good luck paying the electric bill.
All right. Well, as Matt says, yeah, we're pretty much going off the rails here, but yeah, I think the only thing I can think of, the guys. All right, I guess we gotta throw that up there.
That's right. That's the measuring stick after you keel over. 9 bandsaws now. Holy crap! I thought it was 8. He's got 9. Jeez.
Sounds like a name of a rock group, maybe.
Bandsaw. Oh wow, yeah. Guy who dies with the most tools still dies. So true, Mark. So true. All right. Well, where can people find you, Robert? While as we close off.
Thank you. So they can send me a message here on the Facebook business page for information, or if interested on the free live streaming video to help out the hospitals and the frontliners. Or either they can send me an email at robertl@shalalaproductions.com. At the end of this live stream, I'll throw up the information as to where you can reach me by email, as well as if you want the information as well. So those are the 2 best ways to reach me. And as always, if you leave a comment here on the live stream, I'll look out for that, so I can look out that you're looking for me. So those are the best ways. I keep forgetting because I got a side camera here. So those are the best ways to reach me there.
Good deal.
So with that note, I think we'll wrap it up. I thank everyone for hopping on here and keeping us company. And
if my primary place is all things YouTube now. I'm pushing that. You can find me on YouTube. So if you want to learn about YouTube, search all things YouTube on YouTube, and you'll find me there, Matt Haas. Sounds good.
That was my next question, and he read my mind. Hang on. I got to make sure my brain's still in here.
Is it there? I think it's still there. Yep.
Thank God. Well, that's why I got the Princess Leia headphones to keep everything down.
I know. I'm getting poofy in the hair and myself. So, all right. Well, it looks like David Curtis has to jump off. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, Dave. I'll be in touch soon. And thanks, Matt. As always, been a lifesaver, and just enjoy talking with you, as well as hope everyone enjoy the content here. And
we're here next Wednesday, the 27th is the next Verbose Wednesday, 6:30 Eastern. Be there or be square.
I was gonna point to the calendar, but actually you can see that. Yeah, 27th.
Yep,
right there.
There you go.
All right, guys. So thanks again for watching, and Matt, thank you. And as always, you know where to find me. And I was gonna say stay classy, San Diego, but that's more of an inside joke.
Give Al the Vulcan salute as we go off. He likes that. And I'm wearing officer yellow too. I did that for Al. Take care, everyone.
Yeah, I got my dark blue shirts is too dark for sides offer. Well, you can say I got the colors bled in the wash. So
maybe you're like the Admiral. Aren't Admirals darker blue? We'll say you're the Admiral.
I guess we could sort in post. I don't know.
There you go. Later.
I'll end it with the security red closing and the contact information stuff. Thanks again, everyone, and stay safe.